What's good, YouTube? Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Man, it's game day. Auburn versus LSU. Man, this is a game that we're always anticipating for sure. One that we definitely cited on this channel months ago that will be a big game, a showdown, so to speak. We just felt that each team needed to bring what they needed to bring to the table, and sure enough, they have. LSU actually is undefeated, 7-0. We kind of figured they would be. Auburn, for example, I'm going to remind the Auburn fan base and all the other people that are, kind of sort of look at Auburn that, there were one side that, kind of saw the idea of Auburn being in contention at this point, and then there were others because of the true freshman quarterback and the brutal schedule. Auburn actually survived the stretch. I think best case scenario, Auburn's 5-1. They beat Oregon, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, but surrendered a loss to Florida, which I don't care what any of you all say. You can call me a homer and you can all these other type of names or whatever. I definitely refute those because my analysis, or at least if you care to listen objectively, you will see that my analysis is very objective, and it's not totally sunshine pumping Auburn. I'm quick to tell you when Auburn is not always at its best. Now, I'm not going to troll Auburn or any team for that matter, but I'm going to tell it like it is in the most educable way possible. So either way, Auburn comes into this game 6-1 with an opportunity. That's all you can ask for, considering Auburn's brutal schedule, is an opportunity. Auburn has faced teams that are in position to still win conferences. You talk about the Oregon team that is in the driver's seat in the Pac-12, and if Auburn actually wins this game over LSU, that will go a long way in the catapulting Oregon back into the top 10. They might make it back in anyway with a sizable win over Washington State. Oregon definitely has to be careful, though, because they're one of those teams that, kind of like Auburn, loses games that you shouldn't lose. As a matter of fact, I thought Oregon lost to Auburn, and, a lot of Oregon folks are probably looking back at that game the same way that a lot of Auburn folks are looking at that Florida game and saying, you know what, I think we missed an opportunity there. Oregon more so than Auburn. Oregon having a 21-6 lead in the middle of the third quarter, subsequently losing that game in the last minute of that one, still having a chance. Justin Herbert's arm too strong on the Hail Mary pass at the end. Auburn wins 27-21. Here we are in the Tiger Bowl showdown, the first top 10 matchup between LSU and Auburn since 2010. What has to happen? Well, we've already talked about some of the things that need to happen for both teams. I think LSU needs to continue to find creative ways to get the ball to their wide receivers. I really like LSU's bunch formation. If you guys are not familiar, that's when LSU brings all of their wide receivers to the left and to the right, very close to the line of scrimmage. And what they do in this bunch formation is it's kind of like a jailbreak. They're just looking for open spots on the field. A lot of their big plays have been made in this bunch formation. A lot of teams tried to go man with LSU. I think that's a big mistake because they're going to basically it's pick the mismatch in this particular formation. So I think when LSU lines up, which they will in this bunch formation, I'm not going to go and say what they should do, but I'm just interested to see what Kevin Steele does in this formation. Whether he, kind of backs off the line of scrimmage a little bit, lets each guy pick a man once the route gets going. I think that gives you a better chance to defend the bunch formation. Also, LSU likes to run trips to the right or left with the tight end on the back end, on non-play side or non-strong side. You got to be very careful with those because in similar situations, Auburn has liked to run man with the first two and then run kind of a off the line of scrimmage with the slant route runner, which is how KJ Britt got caught in Arkansas and the Florida game. be interesting to see what the personnel setup will be there. So I think Auburn just definitely has to find a way to get the right personnel packages, because I guarantee you, the passing game coordinator, Joseph Brady, has been looking at the possible mismatches. Ones that I see right off the rip: KJ Britt, Javaris Davis, Noah Igbenogany. I'm not saying these guys are not capable, but they're still, especially Noah Igbenogany, still learning the position. Yes, he's going to get picked on this particular game. Auburn has to run the football as well. It is speculated that Booby Whitlow may be back. Haven't heard any real substantive news to say that is the case. If it is, great. If not, so be it. But Auburn has to run the football, whether it's by committee or whether they can find a guy that has the hot hand in this particular game. I think Auburn has to get anywhere from 200 and 250 yards to have a surmountable level of success in this game. No one has done that as of yet. The only back that has come close is the running back from Vanderbilt, who had 130 yards. I think Auburn has to sustain a level of running game to help to add some balance to Bo Nix. This game doesn't need to be solely in the hands of Bo Nix. If so, I think Auburn is in a little bit of trouble, because I'm not saying that Bo Nix can't do it. I just think with all the running back weapons or running back options, I don't think Bo Nix should have to do it. So definitely the running game has to get going. We've talked about this already. Auburn's got to get a turnover. I'm telling you, man, they absolutely have to have a turnover in this game, and preferably like they've done in the last few weeks, a turnover not against Florida, but against Arkansas and Mississippi State. You got to get those turnovers in plus territory, and you have to execute. I feel if Auburn can execute these items, they have a potential to be in the game in the fourth quarter and let the chips fall as they may. It's game day, baby. Tiger Bowl 2019, Auburn versus LSU. Always a dogfight, especially when these two teams have at least a comparable level of talent. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger. It's game day. War Eagle.